Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. How is everyone tonight? Yes, well, Cartel 1, Oil Money nil. Give us your thoughts on what you thought about tonight's Champions League final. We've got quite a number of people in, so let's see. Addy's on, so excited. Don't know what that's about, mate. Are you excited about this vlog or excited about something else? Addy says, my personal opinion is that last year was the worst UEFA Champions League final I've ever seen, but my gosh, this was an easy second. Utter trash. Early game was exciting and a lot of chances, but the second half was dire. Ryan says, Ryan Corazon, how are you, mate? Predicted that match near enough perfectly. No surprise, media overhyping again. He goes on to say, I had 1-0 Bayern in the 63rd minute in a game similar to their 1-0 win against Dortmund in the second half of the season. Couldn't have got much closer unless I'd been 4 minutes earlier with the goal. Well, I think I said, I hope you put a bet on, mate. If that's what your result was. Kamal Dwyer's on. How are you, mate? Love the thumbnail. You know my thoughts on UEFA and Bayern Munich. Didn't see anything in the Mbappe pen. Bayern could have had one late in the game, but VAR wasn't working tonight. Surprise, surprise. VAR didn't seem to be working tonight whatsoever. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the Bayern Munich one. If I'm honest, it could have gone either way, but the Mbappe one was an absolute clear penalty. Kamal says, yeah, Mbappe should have had a pen, but Bayern also should have had a pen. Okay, so you think they should have? I'm not too sure. He said both teams were pretty poor, to be honest. It wasn't the best final I've ever seen in my life, but it was definitely better than the one last year. But that wasn't saying much, was it? Ryan says that's probably the worst Bayern have played since the 1-0 win over Dortmund. Peter Curry's on. How are you, Peter? Last year's final was worse than tonight's. It was, without a shadow of a doubt, but tonight's wasn't a great spectacle against, let's face it, two attacking teams. But Mingy Wong's on. How are you, mate? Good evening. I only watched 15 minutes until I switched it off because it wasn't the best of quality in terms of display. It wasn't a good game, I'll be honest with you. Neuer had a brilliant game. Let's not forget his 34. Neuer was superb. He's a top-class keeper. There's no doubting about that, Kamal. T-Rex says, pen for both teams, in my opinion, but easily better team won. Neuer is beast, best goalkeeper in the world, hands down. Yeah, let's just be careful with the language, mate. T-Rex, please. I mean, some will say it was a penalty for Bayern. I'm not too sure. I think that was a bit soft, but the Mbappe one was definitely a penalty. Love it when I hear that starting music. Good. Ephraim Bowen. Hey, guys. How are you, mate? Oh, picture of Leroy Sané there. Evening, everyone. OG the baby's on. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Addy says, we seriously need more transparency with these officials and VAR because some of those decisions have been extremely suspect. They were. Come on, let's face it. Let's face it. I think as much as PSG didn't sort of jump up and down about the penalty on Mbappe, and Mbappe sort of like put his hands up as if to say, I got clipped, but didn't really make a meal of it. I mean, Jesus Christ, if VAR cannot go back and look at that and go, ref, you need to go over to the monitor, or I think you might have got that one wrong, mate, because he never even took the ball, because that's what it looked like at first. It looked like he may have touched the ball. He never even got the ball. He actually clipped Mbappe's heels, and Mbappe went down. In any league in world football, that is a clear penalty. But suddenly, they come on and say VAR didn't even review it. So, yeah, there you go. The cartel work their way into the VAR room as well. Tom Hudson's on. How are you, buddy? Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good weekend at the caravan. Evening, Andy, mate. Evening, everyone. Hope everyone has had good days. How's your holiday been or your weekend away, mate? Hope you're away. I Had a good time. Sorry, Andy, don't worry about it, mate. We just have to be a little bit careful about some of the language that we show. I'm the world's worst for it. So, but we just got to be careful when it comes to typing. Thoughts on Angelino going to Barca for 30 million? Well, if we can get 30 million for Angelino to Barcelona, I'd snap their hands off. I'll be honest with you, Kamal. Yeah, he's not going to, he just simply isn't going to make it at Man City, in my opinion. As much as whatever people think of him, I don't think he's going to be a regular starter for City. So if we got 30 million for him, I'd snap their hands off. He also says, should City be looking at Thiago? Even at his age, he looked class, controlled the game. He was very good. The only thing I will say is for the Coman goal, you have to, if he's a captain and controlling his defenders, he's got to be calling in people around the back of him and marking Coman for that. I mean, you know, he 2 or 3 times Coman got absolutely clear from across. And you imagine Vinny would be screaming at players to get in behind him and things. But yeah, he's a good player, don't get me wrong. He's a very, very classy player, but not right now for City, in my opinion. But I'm surprised anybody get any news on Koulibaly? No? Thought so. Tom, got any news on Koulibaly? Still waiting for him to be signed. Apparently, it was a week ago, then it was the next day, and then it was yesterday, and then it's supposed to be today, and yeah, it's still ongoing. But anyway, Frosty Nut says, how is it a cartel club? Please tell me. How is it a cartel club? Are you kidding me, mate? Are you absolutely kidding me? How it is a cartel club? I'll let you work that one out then. Ingy Wong, I'm not bad, thanks. Just been busy cleaning my bedroom. Good boy. Well done, mate. That's what I like to see. Good young man cleaning his bedroom, keeping it tidy. Oasis saying, hello, mate. I've not spoke to you for ages. Yo, how come you put Cartel 1? Oh, my God. God, keep up, people. What is wrong with you? Jamie Short says, Steve McManaman's commentary makes my head hurt. It is just appalling, isn't it? I mean, it's just non-stop. Cartel equals the G14 as was. Yeah, I mean, let's face it. You only have to read. I mean, we've known it for years, but and we've known it for the last certainly 2 years in particular with Bayern Munich. But you only have to read what Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and plenty of the Bayern board members have said about Man City and how they want Man City punished by UEFA and how, you know, when we cleared our name at CAS, how it was disgraceful and it wasn't what they wanted, and that's the Cartel Club, mate. I mean, come on, keep up. Tom Hudson, yes, mate, had a great time at the Caravan, really enjoyed it. Played golf on the coast, was a great weekend, been a tough afternoon, as I told you. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I really, really am. Good luck. It's difficult, mate, but you know it's one of those. As you get older, you lose people, sadly. So I do really feel for you, buddy. Hope everything's works out okay for you. Sad boy says, I've had a very bad week. My grandfather passed away yesterday. Can't believe it. Well, yeah, very similar to Tom. So I do again. I'm really sorry to hear that type of news, and rest in peace to both of your grandfathers and your granddad and whatever else. So keep your chin up. They've probably had a good life. Kamal, do I'm talking about Thiago from Bayern, not the PSG. Oh, right, okay, sorry. You mean Alcantara? Yeah, 29. I must admit, I didn't think he had a great game tonight. But I think he's a very, very good, very, very good. I think he's a very good player. There's no doubt about it. And I think if looks like Liverpool might still be in for him for 40 million, he'll do a job for 2 or 3 years without a shadow of a doubt. But it's one of those same old, isn't it? He comes to us. Where's he gonna play? Addy says, getting worried about Koulibaly now. So finally, somebody has mentioned Koulibaly. My condolences, Sad. Sorry to hear your news. Yeah. Fuji Oxford. You're new. As bad as it sounds, I'm sort of glad we didn't go all the way this year. It's really felt like a non-event. It would have always have had an asterisk next to it, giving ammunition to the haters. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just thinking we're a bit bitter, but it is what it is. Zachary Banya was the best fullback for Manchester City. Oasis saying, how's you, Andy Bro? I'm good, thanks. It's great to see you back on the channel, Oasis. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Andy, your thought on Zinchenko's comments, Benjamin Doku. Okay. Yeah. It's one of those. He didn't make the comments. Well, his girlfriend interviewed him on the comments by all accounts, on the interview where he made the comments and things. I think he should have been a little bit wiser, if I'm being honest, because all that's happened today is everything has been taken out of context, and his comments weren't that bad, to be honest, but what it does do is it gives all the clickbait journals just a load of, it's like, throwing fish food into a fish pond. It just gives them something to create and go on about. He probably should have been a bit wiser, and definitely have skirted some of his girlfriend's questions. But that's the problem. You got a girlfriend who's a media celebrity, and a boyfriend who's a footballer for Man City. And if she asks you questions, what he should have done was be a bit smart. And I think some of his comments were a little bit, he was being a bit smart with some of his comments and trying to skirt around it. But that's the problem. She shouldn't be interviewing him, and she shouldn't. He should have made it absolutely clear. You don't want to talk about Man City because we tend to keep everything in house. And he's, even though I don't think he's done anything majorly wrong, I don't think he's come out of it in the best of light. That's my opinion on it, anyway. Sad Boy says, Chris Baker thanks he was respected and a happy man who lived a long life. In 91 years, he'll be missed. 91, bloody hell. What a life that is, I'm telling you now. So, hope he had a good life. 91, fantastic. Let's get back, see who else is on. Ryan says, Bayern are the best team in Europe by distance at the moment. Fully deserved to win. Yeah, I mean, they were the most consistent, we all thought. What would City have done if they came up against them in the semis? Bayern, I think me and you, Ryan, we called it months ago, didn't we, when we were asked about who's going to win the Champions League. I think me and you both said Bayern. Yeah, they were the most consistent. They've got some wonderful players. I mean, you only have to look at, Lewandowski again, brilliant. But Thomas Muller just works his socks off. Absolutely. Still a brilliant and for me, a very underrated player. From underrated to overrated, Neymar. Jesus Christ, he's got to be the most overrated, most overhyped player ever since I've been watching football. May they rest in peace, Tom and Sad. Thank you, Ocean Rage, for that comment. Sorry to hear that, Sad and Tom, says Oasis. Kamal, I'm not sure if this Koulibaly deal will ever happen. I'm not going into Koulibaly. Surprised nobody said anything earlier. Sanjay says, I hope City will be in the final next season. Well, if it is. But at the end of the day, I'm not bothered about Champions League. Cheers, Andy Bro. Good. Thank you, Oasis. Nippon says, why do you call Bayern Munich Carter? Oh, my God. Come on, keep up, Nippon. Thank you and your sympathy and kindness, Social Rage and Waste. You're more than welcome, buddy. Kamal, Zinchenko is lucky to be in the squad and to make those comments was wrong. Send him out on loan. I think we tried to get rid of him last season, and we probably should have took the 15 million for Wolves at the time, but he didn't want to go. Will those comments make him go this time? Will the hierarchy look at that and go, you know better? You've been around this club for 4 years now. You should know better than to make those type of comments. But Mingo One says, do you think Bayern will be even stronger? Yeah, maybe, because they've got Sane now as well, haven't they? The comments were so unnecessary. I agree. I don't think the comments were overly that bad, but it just puts you in a situation. I mean, the fact that we're talking about it now, people are asking me questions about it. You're all talking about it. It's like there's no need for it. There's absolutely no need. Just not savvy enough. And all it does is, like I said, it gives those clickbait journals. I mean, it was all, I read them this morning. It was in every single paper this morning, talking about Zinchenko's comments. And it was all, pet this, pet that, pet the other. What I will say to you is, if you want to listen, everything I said, if you want to go and listen to TalkSport at lunchtime, Noel Gallagher goes on talking about the whole debate surrounding Pep and the Champions League and the comments made by City fans and everything. And he was absolutely spot on. So I'm sure you'll be able to type in TalkSport and Noel Gallagher, and I'm sure it was with Johnny Owens and somebody else this morning. I think he was on at 11 o'clock, from 11 till 11:30 this morning. But the first 15 minutes, 11 till 11:15, he was talking about City. Very funny, but absolutely spot on with his comments and the overreaction by a section of media and City fans to the Champions League and last weekend against Lyon. So if you want to go and listen to that, go over onto TalkSport and listen to it. It's interesting. What else have we got on here? Blue Heart says the deeper plan of UEFA won buying the Chumps League. Well, spot on. Blue Heart knows what we're talking about. Zinchenko girlfriend rude about Pep. Well, it wasn't. She was only quoting, asking the questions, and Zinchenko fell for it. Imagine that buying attack when Sané joins. It's going to be bloody brilliant. It is going to be even better. How old is Muller? I think he's about 30 now, isn't he? Is he? I always used to think of him as like nearly 29, 30, but that was a few years ago. And he was only like 26, 27 at the time. I'm sure he's around about 30, is he now? He must be in his 30s now. I don't know. Let me just have a look. I'll just see if I can, unless somebody's already come up with it. Let me just see. He might be in his 30s now. I don't know. He's 30. Yeah. So he's 30 at the moment. I think he's going to be coming up to 31. But I always thought years ago, he must be about 30 now, and he wasn't. He was like 27. Fuji Oxford Andy, who do you see emerging as the teams to beat in Europe in the next few years? Barca in a slump, Juve expensive experiment with Ronaldo looking to be over, Real Madrid a joke, and so on. Good question, Fuji. I don't know. I'm guessing if the likes of Sancho stays at Dortmund, you've got to fancy somebody like Dortmund to come out of it. You've seen the likes of Leipzig and PSG even though I don't think they really turned up tonight, PSG. But you've got to look at the likes of, obviously, City, Liverpool, even a Chelsea. The problem being with City is that we go after every single competition. And it is a competitive league. Bundesliga is okay, quite competitive, but it's not as competitive as the Premier League. And then you've got PSG that walk their league every year. In Italy, I can't see any of the Italian teams doing anything next season. So you've got to look at the likes of maybe a Dortmund, if they've got Haaland, banging in goals, and Sancho stays and things like that. They might focus on something like a cup competition like the Champions League. So who knows? I'll be honest with you, I'm not really that bothered because, as you know, I'm not bothered about the Champions League until it becomes a proper competition like it used to be. The winners of every league play each other, not a cup competition, because that's all it is, a glorified European Cup competition. It's not like it used to be. So I'm not bothered about the Champions League whatsoever. The league is still the bread and butter for me. Carl's on. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Not spoke to you for a while. 100% cartel. There you go. Carl knows what he's talking about. Jamie Short, who do you prefer to partner KDB? Who do you prefer to partner KDB, Phil or Bernardo? Both. Both, if I'm being honest, James Shaw. If you had to put me really on the spot, I've got to stick with Phil Foden. I just think he's hit the ground running after COVID. We've got to continue that. He's got to keep playing as the number one for me with KDB, and I'd like Bernardo in the team because I do like Bernardo, and I do think if he gets anywhere back to where he was the season before last, it's a wonderful, wonderful player. And hopefully this break, he gets his head right, comes back, and he really puts it in for City again because we know he's super, super talented. T-Rex says Bayern were lucky with the no penalty for PSG, but it's still overall better team. Yeah, I think they were the better team overall. But like I said about the City game, these games are all a game of small margins. Kamal says, I'm not overly convinced Stones will leave this summer. There's been no concrete rumours surrounding. Nothing concrete, mate. No, definitely not. Blue Heart says, clearly the cartel-aligned media have had a meeting and now they're going after Pep instead of throwing the financial cheating mud. Yeah, there you go. See, Blue Heart knows what I'm on about. Venice Wilkinson, you're new. What do you think of Pep at the minute? Some people want him sacked. What do you think? I think they're delusional, and they're certainly not City fans. Definitely not. I wonder if Zinky will forgive his girlfriend. I mean, he could do a lot better. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine? She's a looker. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, I'm sure today, after yesterday, he's probably had a few words with her and said, don't put me in that position again. Kamal talks about all morning talking about PSG's owners rather than the final. Says all. Could you imagine if PSG... Oh, can you imagine if PSG did win tonight? Kamal. All you get is oil this, oil money this, Qatar that, human rights this, blah, blah, blah. That's all you get. Addy says, Venice Wilkinson, to want to sack Pep is the height of stupidity. There you go. Might break up over the Zinchenko and his girlfriend. I don't think he will, mate. I don't think it was anything. I honestly don't believe the comments were anything major. But what it does do is it gives the media clickbait, and that's the problem you've got. I don't think he said anything that was bang out of order. But you say anything like that as a City player, it's just giving the media everything that they want to try and just bash us again. UEFA had Bayern on odds on for them to win the Champions League, no doubt about it. Well, says it all, doesn't it? Stevie Raxall, hi mate, how are you, buddy? Hope you're well, Stevie. Nippon says, I don't get it. Please tell me why Bayern are called Cartel. No, go and look it up. You're a Chelsea fan. As a Chelsea fan, you should know that. Shame on you if you don't know. Fuji says, I always thought Bernardo worked best through the centre. He would provide the energy and work rate we've missed all year through the middle, allowing teams to cut through us at times. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I can't disagree with that one, mate. Zinchenko's girlfriend is not as nice as Emily and Yannicka. We need to get Emily and Yannicka back on for Blue Heart. He's got a bit of a soft spot for them too. We'll get them back on in very, very soon. Nat Baker, I think City will look to ship out players before next signing. Maybe, Nat, then tell me who you would get rid of. If you're going to say that, who do you think City should get rid of? T-Rex, I would also like Champions League to be like World Cup with one leg in neutral ground. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any need for home and away legs. Just make it, yeah, like you said, a neutral ground. I did say earlier on before we played Real Madrid, the Etihad, I thought one-legged affair would suit City. Obviously, it didn't when it came to Lyon, but I don't see why it should be a home and away leg. I mean, it's just extra games. It's all about money. It's about UEFA promoting their product with their sponsors and things like that. I just don't understand it. Just play it in a neutral venue and have one-legged affairs in once you've gone through the group stages, quarterfinal, this last 16 quarters, semis. Just play it in neutral venue and then the final, wherever the final is. I just don't understand it. I really don't. There's no need for a home and away. It's just more games on top of more games on top of more games. And we moan and moan and moan about players are tired and then going into European, European championships and World Cups and all that type of garbage. But that's UEFA. They're just the biggest money grabbing organisation on the planet. Kamal says, hopefully this loss might persuade Mbappe to leave. I doubt it will. I'd still like to sign him. Behave yourself, Blue Heart, says Nippon. Adi says, City has gone totally quiet on the transfer news since we were allegedly hours away from signing Koulibaly a week ago. Why do you think that is, Andy? Because it's total and utter guff. And I've said it. How many weeks have I said it now on these? I don't believe the hype. I'm not one for believing in absolute nonsense in the media. It's garbage. Don't believe it on Twitter. Don't believe it in the media. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. It's utter garbage. You'll get 1,000 people saying, I've got a contact who says this and blah, blah. And suddenly then everybody's talking about it. And it's like, yeah. Well, let's see in 24 hours then. No signing. Oh, yeah, no, but now there's this deal. Oh, well, let's see in 2 days' time then. No, nothing. And it's all crap. It's all utter bollocks. Don't read it. Don't believe it. It's nonsense. Just do the same thing that I do and wait for him to hold up the shirt. And then you know he's signed for City. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. And it does my absolute fruiting. And I can't be doing with it. It really, I can't be doing with it. Maybe no news is good news in terms of Koulibaly. Well, there you go. No news is definitely good news, without a shadow of a doubt. Have you spoken to Martin today? Well, he's driving back from Scotland, so I did have a message from him to say he was leaving this afternoon, but I'm sure he's had a long trip back. Pardo Oak, Stones, Ottomani and Zinchenko need to go now, as in right now, right this second. Pardo Oaks thinks. Fuji, Andy, who do you think City should be shipping out before the next season starts? Do you want my full list? It's all dependent on who we're going to get in. What positions are we going to get in? Right, well, we know, let's start off. We know we've got Ake, we know we've got Ferran Torres. We know Sane's gone out. And we know Vinny Kompany's not at the club anymore. So immediately there's 2 replacements. Let's say they're not like for likes, but let's say we've got there. We still got issues with the fact that the rumours, and these are rumours, that was supposed to be in for a top class centre back. Now, is that Koulibaly? Who knows? So let's say a top class centre back is going to come in, and let's face it, don't be surprised. Do not be surprised if somebody comes on the market that City look at and go, 75 million on Koulibaly. We can get this player for 30, 25, 30, and we can put that other money towards a left back and get a top class left back, and we can get another centre back for 25, 30 million or even 40 million. And they hedge their bets on buying another Ake-styled signing rather than a 75, 80 million pound centre-back and put 40, 50 million into a left-back as well. Don't be surprised if that happens. I'm not saying Koulibaly isn't coming. I think if you believe everything that's been said, he should have signed 2 weeks ago. And it could still happen. It could still happen. And if we got him for 65 million quid, I think it's a good deal, and we should get him. But don't be surprised if all this is just nonsense and we get another Ake type of centre back signing, and we also get another left back, and then that means that Stones Otamendi, Garcia. Will Garcia go to Barca? Well, it looks like Barca have sort of everything's gone quiet on the Garcia front. But then I mentioned on Friday Night Social that there was these rumours flying around that Barca might be interested in John Stones for 40 million quid. Do we take 40 million quid? Well, yeah, probably. 40 million. Don't see why not. I'm sorry if that just went. I don't know why that just went blank then. But 40 million quid. Yeah, I can see City taking that. But then you've got Otamendi, and you think you probably keep Stones and sell Otamendi, but it's all ifs and buts. It all depends. I have no, just like you, just like every other journalist out there, I have no idea. I've got absolutely no idea. I'm not on the inside. I don't speak to Pep, Cheeky, Ferran, and know what their plans are. So anybody who tells you differently, they're bullshitting. There's bullshit. It's absolute nonsense. Do I believe that the club release certain fake news stories when they're going in for a player and things like that? Yeah, of course I do. Absolutely, that's what you would do. But I take everything that I read on Twitter and in the press with a massive, massive pinch of salt. I really do. Like I said, and I've said it to Martin and on here numerous times, I read a really in-depth, that was it was finance study. It was a study that was financed by a corporation to look at transfer rumours, and that was about 18 months ago. And they proved over a 12-month period throughout the whole of Europe, going through all of the leagues, newspapers and Twitter accounts and everything, that 91.4% of rumours were absolutely garbage. There was nothing in them whatsoever. 4 point something or other percent. There was maybe an agent's claiming that, City were interested in talking to them, and City may have been at a game that this player was playing in. And then only 3.1% of any of the transfer rumours ever came true. That just shows you. So if you think, let's face it, we've been linked with about 30 players so far this season. Well, clearly we can't sign 30 players. So even if we sign five of them, that shows you the rest of them. Most of those is a right load of crap. So I just don't believe them anymore. I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait. I'm not one for these transfer rumour type stories. I just steer clear of them because most of it is garbage. And it wouldn't surprise me if Koulibaly doesn't come. I'll be honest with you. We've seen it too many times. I mean, let's face it, if you've been following this channel for the last 3.5 years, you'll know every year it's Isco. Every transfer window, it's Isco. How long's that gone on for? And we were definitely signing Isco apparently last season. Definitely. Never happened. Nonsense. Kamal says, if anyone offers 40 million for Stones, City should 100% take it. We need to cut our losses. Yeah, maybe. I'm sure a lot will agree with you. Martin will come back with a Scottish accent. I don't think he's been there that long, mate. Dan Wayne, we don't need a forward this season, but next season, when Aguero leaves, we need a tall forward. I'm not too sure about that. Carl says, Fabrizio Romano's reliable, Andy. Yeah, no, but Fabrizio Romano said 5 days ago now that the deal was very, very, very close, almost done, and will be announced very shortly. That was 5 days ago. Still absolutely nothing. So I don't care for that. I don't care. I don't buy into Fabrizio Romano either. Sorry, I just don't. City have been excellent at sending red herrings out ever since Liverpool had us. Got Man United to overpay for both Maguire and Sanchez. Got Liverpool to pay 75 Van Dijk, but he's worth that now. Yeah, I mean, he was never, ever going to come to City. He said that himself, Addy. Carlton, he is one of the few. Yeah, I still don't buy into it. I'm sorry, mate. You know my thoughts on it. Like I said to you, he said that 5 days ago. Evening Blues, how are you, Kurt? Hope you're well, mate. As Mark Armstrong, as long as we get decent centre-back and left-back, would be okay. A nice bonus would be a striker. I agree with you, Mark. Kamal says, City need to hijack that Chilwell deal. It would be quality to see Mendy and Chilwell battle for left-back. I must admit, I'm still like that about Chilwell. I'll be honest with you. If we don't sign KK soon, United will grab him and he'll spend all next season paying him Maguire. Very good. Love it. Kamal likes it as well. Tommy says, do you think it's possible to get Messi? Oh, listen, who knows? I'd take Messi tomorrow. I don't care what anyone else says. I just think it will take... my point with Messi, and I was talking to Chris about it, my big point with Messi is the owners, and this is the owner, wants a global appeal for Man City. Now, we know we haven't got the global appeal that United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea might have around the world. We know we haven't. I mean, that's fact. So City fans, don't get upset with that. It is fact. Let's be honest about it. So we bought all these clubs. We're starting to build this overseas global fan base. You imagine Messi coming to Man City. It's like we're of a 10-step ladder. We are currently on 3 or 4. If Messi came and their objective the owner's objective is to get this global appeal to step number 10. Well, if we're on 3 or 4 at the moment and Messi came, we suddenly go to 7 immediately. 5 and 6 might take another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but we suddenly jump 3 steps on the ladder immediately by Messi being at Man City. I mean, it just makes financial sense if that's what you want, that global appeal. Whether you think he's over the hill and whether you think he's whatever and where, I mean, let's face it, Messi would walk into any team. He'd walk into the Man City team. I don't care what anyone says. He would walk in the Man City team without a shadow of doubt. The likes of people saying, oh, well, Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne would love to play with Lionel Messi. I mean, absolutely love it. And the pair of them together would be incredible. Would it knock Foden's nose out of place? No, I think Foden would. Imagine Foden going, my Lord, not only have I got Pep as my manager, I'm playing against the greatest ever player to play football. It just makes sense. But people will think otherwise, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think Barca are interested in Angelino. Good. If we can get 30 million for him, like somebody said, I'd snap their hands off. I'm not a huge fan of Aouar. Seems like Aouar. I mean, I've never been an Aouar fan. Spends more time on his arse than he does on his feet. Who's your favourite past or present City player? It's only one. David Silva. Fabrizio never say anything about that, Andy. He said City is interested, but deal is far from done. I never said it, mate. I never said anything about Fabrizio. Carl said about Fabrizio, not me. T-Rex says, I'm a Barca fan, and to me, Messi is just upset and trying to get Bartomeu out of the club, but who knows? Yeah, I mean, it seems to be, it's not so much about the management. I've said that many a times over the last week. I think it's more about the board that he's pissed off about, and the fact that even when Koeman's come in, his agent, I've said to Koeman, and when he had the meeting with Koeman, the rumours are, he said to Koeman, I'm more out than I am in. It's nothing to do with you. Will they change it? Well, I think if Barca ended up, it was Messi or the board, the pull that Messi's got, they'll do everything. They'll sack the board before they'll get rid of Messi, but we'll wait and see. For left back, I'd take Lucas Digne from Everton. If I had the choice, he ranked highest chances, great left back. Very, very good player, Fuji. Very, very good player. I've said it to Cal Blundell, who comes on here, an Evertonian. Very good player, without a shadow of a doubt. He is a good player. But will they get rid of him, and how much would we have to pay? Because let's face it, Everton have got investment now, and do they need to get rid of him? I'd rather have Lord Mahrez. I would like to have Messi for the BT Sport adverts. Uwe Rosselton, how are you? Isn't there a six? Well, that's the rumours, but I mean, I was reading the article. If you go back and look at the video I did on Messi last week, that's just nonsense. The 631 million is just it's like a bit of bluffing and things. There's no way that he would have that. The rumours were because, don't forget, put it this way, he can speak to City in January, free of charge, and City can buy him, basically put in a bid and talk to him over contracts and everything in January, and Barca can't do anything about it. So you honestly believe that if City wanted him this season, that Barca would say, well, we want £631 million for him? There's no way. Absolutely no way. The rumours were from a highly respected Spanish journalist who very in with Barca says they'd probably negotiate around about the 100 million mark, because he's only got this year left on his contract. Well, not even that now. He's got 9 months, 10 months on his contract, and in January he's free to talk to Man City. So there's nothing Barca could do about it. So Barca wouldn't want to lose him for nothing. If Messi said, "Look, I've given you all of my career. You know, I've given you everything. I've won you everything. Don't be a dick about this. Let me go because I'm not good. Definitely not going to sign. Or if you don't, I'm definitely speaking to City in January or another club in January, and you'll get nothing, absolutely nothing from it. So yeah, nobody's going to pay £631 million. Just simply aren't. So yeah, that's only newspaper nonsense. Sad Boy says, do you think we have a leader? A leader can set direction, a leader can build an inspiring vision, a leader fights till the end. Are City missing out on that after the departure of Company? We definitely miss Company. There's no doubting about it. Have we got another Company? Let's face it, if I said to you, name me a leader out of all the Premier League teams, who is there? You'd probably say, Van Dijk's good leader. But he's not a captain. Jordan Henderson is probably he's a decent leader. You look at Arsenal, you look at Chelsea, you look at United. Harry Maguire, good leader? Not really. Arsenal, no. Chelsea, no. Spurs, no, not really. Harry Kane, is he a good leader? Not really. To liken people to the likes of Company, I mean, unique players, and all leaders are different. You look at Bayern, Joshua Kimmich, people like that. You look at City at the moment, Kevin De Bruyne. I think Kevin De Bruyne will be given the armband for next season, in my opinion, and I think he could be. Yeah, I think he could be a leader. He talks a lot. He likes to shout. He likes to argue. He's not afraid of saying what he says. He's sensible with everything and measured with everything he says. So I think I think we missed a leader this season. I think the sentimental reason for giving David Silva you could understand, but it probably wasn't the best idea. But it's so hard to, it's like the Aguero striker role, Aguero, Gabby Jesus. I mean, it's so hard to compare somebody at such a level like Aguero and putting Gabby Jesus against him. It's likewise with Company, trying to get somebody like that. They are rare. They are rare. You're looking at your Roy Keanes and those type of Patrick Vieiras. They are rare. Tony Adams, rare. Very, very rare when leaders come to the fore like that in this day and age. They are. So I think we should try and avoid comparing because they are. It's so difficult to do that. It really is. But yeah, it's a good question. We definitely missed one this season without a shadow of a doubt. Kamal thinks Koeman is a stopgap. He says Gerrard assaults DJs, Maguire assaults police officers, Company feeds the homeless. There are levels. Absolutely spot on with that one, mate. Controversial point: if Kyle Walker could somehow be converted to a centre back, we have a defensive problem right now. Fastly, hey, great point. A really, really good point, Addy. But then we lose out with Walker on the right hand side. And before you say Cancelo, no, he isn't a Walker in my opinion. But each to their own. Messi as a mank, it might work. Does he like Oasis? He does, because if you see the video on Twitter tonight, Blue Heart, Messi is driving his 4x4 and he's listening to Oasis. There you go. Eugene says Messi welcome at PSG. Oh, Messi would be welcome everywhere, mate. T-Rex says, agree, if Messi wants to leave, he has every right to. He has done everything he could. Absolutely, of course. I mean, you can't deny what he's done for Barcelona. I mean, he's an incredible player. Do I honestly believe he'll leave Barcelona? No, I don't. Do I want him to come to City? Of course I do. For all the reasons I said before, and then none of them are for footballing reasons. Just purely from the off-field stuff. Uwe says, as much as I would love it, I can't see Messi leaving Barca. Yeah, I agree with that one. Kurt says, very few leaders have many football for sure. A lot more of lead by example, captain. Spot on, Kurt. Absolutely spot on with that, which was sort of my point before. It's, you don't get those Tony Adams and Vieiras and Keanes, and you don't really see those type of players more this day and age like you used to. BHE FIFA, I do generally worry that UEFA simply won't let us win it. We saw it with PSG penalty decision tonight. We discussed that earlier. Tommy says, if we get Messi, do you think we would have to move Mahrez on? Tommy. All right, well, I'll ask you the question. If it was keeping Mahrez or getting Lionel Messi, what would it be? Messi can learn the Manc accent when he comes to the Etihad. Well, he's got his mates there, and he's got Sergio, his best mate. His best mate in the whole world is Sergio Aguero. How cool would it be to be Sergio Aguero? Kamal, not really, says T-Rex. Does anyone know if Messi can speak English? I'm not sure he speaks a great deal, but then let's face it, how many times did you hear David Silva speak in English? Very, very rarely. He did a little bit, and even when he did his interview when he was leaving in broken English, I mean, his English wasn't fantastic. It was, it is what it is, but I don't care. It's about what they do on the pitch. Blue Art says, Messi's City like Robinho right at the last minute of the window. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Can you imagine it? I don't think it's going to happen, but you can imagine it anyway. Give them Angelino Garcia. We'll take Messi. That seems hey. Well, I mean, if Angelino's 30 million and Garcia's 15, 20 million, there's nearly 50 million. We can give them 50 million in cash, or give them John Stones. There you go. Give them 3 players, Garcia, Angelino, and John Stones, in a swap for Lionel Messi. We get 3 people off the wage books. So if Stones is on 100 grand a week and Angelino's on 50 grand a week and Garcia's on 50 grand a week, that's 200 grand straight away to Lionel Messi's wages. So I'm sure he'll probably want around about 500 grand at least. Kamal says Barca are broke, so City putting a bid for 100 million for Messi. Believe me, Barca would be tempted. I don't think they'd have a choice because, like I said, that was from a Spanish insider at Barca who said, because somebody has said about he's got this extortionate buyout clause, and he said no, it wouldn't work that way. And he said, don't forget, City can Lionel Messi can speak to City free in January, and they can negotiate whatever they like. So Barca will not want to lose money on Messi. They know nobody's going to pay 600 million for him, not in this market anyway. And if, let's face it, if Messi says, I want to move here, and they've agreed, and City have agreed terms with him, he'll force the move from Barca without shadow of a doubt. Paulo Miguel Massimeo says, thoughts on Lautaro Martinez from Inter being linked to City as Aguero? Yeah, and there's been lots of talk of that, Paulo. Will it be this season, next season? Who knows? All depends. Will he stay into the season? And if City don't get him this season, is he going to move to someone else like a Barca or because let's face it, there's arguments now ongoing with Luis Suarez at Barca. There's rumours claiming that he's on his way out, and he's saying, "I've never heard anything. Nobody's ever told me I'm leaving Barca." But there are rumours that Suarez could be one of those casualties at Barca. Well, Martinez would be a perfect replacement for Suarez. So I can't see City getting into a bidding war, I'll be honest with you. But then again, like I said, Barca are skint. They need money. So I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'd like, he's scored, 30 goals? I think 30 goals this season for Inter. Nobody's going to be a replacement for Sergio, in my opinion. The guy's just on an elite level for goal scoring. And I think when you start looking at 90 million, I think around about 100 million for Martinez, it's a risk. It is a gamble. It's a risk. And if he came in this season, how much would he play? You've got Gabby, you've got Sergio. Sergio might come back fit and firing, might sign an extended contract, might stay for another 2 years. So I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Everyone will have an opinion on it. Ter Stegen was poor in the semis. Do they want Carson? Tommy says, do you know how much David was on when he was here? It was around about 100. I think it was about 160 grand a week with add-ons and things like that. It was around about that. It wasn't. Silva was never one of those, I think, to ask for extortionate money. Oh, hold on, big jump there. Sorry. Let me just go back up. Dan Wayne says, do you know how many fans are coming back in October? They've still not released the percentages yet, mate. There's talk of 30%. So there could be about 11, 12,000. Could be 20%, could be 10, we don't know. Horsey, the Pep and Messi, we already know what happens when they're together. Treble 2021. I like your positivity, mate. Laciel Blur, how are you, buddy? Messi and Koulibaly will do the job this season. That'd be 4 signings then. That'd be perfect for me. I'd be more than happy with that. In Devon, and there's German Bayern Munich fans, and they're quite loud. I don't really like loud noise so much. I couldn't understand the word they were saying, probably because they were speaking German, mate, and you don't. Messi would be worth it for UEFA's tears alone. They'd hate it, wouldn't they? They'd absolutely hate it. Nat Barker, Martinez or Felix, who would you prefer? Good question. Bloody hell. Don't know. I like Martinez. I think it's the wrong time for him. I'll be honest with you. And that's my problem. Because I don't think it's the right time for him to join City. And then next season, excuse me, you've got the likes of Haaland might come on the market. And then the question is, would you rather have Martinez or Haaland? Felix, I really, really like. I did a big football analysis on him last summer before he went to Atletico. And when he went to Atletico, I think I said this on the Friday Night Social, I was absolutely bemused why he would go to a club like Atletico. From a footballing perspective, not money. Just, it baffled me, absolutely baffled me. But if someone had to, if out of the two had to come in now, I'd take Joao Felix. There's my answer. Do you think this is like to be Sergio's last season with us? I can't bear the thought. I don't know. I really don't know, Fuji. I'm not one of those that go, oh yeah, I've heard this, and I'm not one for doing that type of stuff because I don't know. There were rumours 3-4 months ago that there were the chance of him signing an extended year, so he could have 2 more years. How much of that is true, I've no idea. We'll have to wait and see. Apparently, Messi would take a pay cut to leave because it's not about the money anymore, just wants to win things. Yeah, that's something that the Spanish journal at Barca, deep in Barca, said. It's not about money for Messi anymore. So, his 500 grand net wouldn't be an issue because he just signed that last year? He was on 360 grand net. Now, City got him for around about that net. It's probably doable. I'm not sure £500,000 a week net is doable for City, but 360 net might be. I mean, it's a huge amount of money. He might even come for less, but that's if he does come. Lautaro, I watched a lot. He's a great talent, but I worry about him playing as a lone striker. Seems more of a false nine. Yeah, that's when I've seen him. He looks more. Yeah, he looks more of that type of play. He likes to drift across both sides. If or when KK comes, he would be on 250 grand a week. Where have you got that one from? Sergio Aguero's never scored 30 league goals. Yeah, but you only have to look at his ratio, mate. He is literally blown every single player in the Premier League, and in Europe, for goals to game ratios. It's phenomenal. It's frightening. I've heard if Koulibaly came, City, he wouldn't be on big wage. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. City don't tend to pay big wages. Loads of bonuses rather than big wages. T-Rex says, but I think one who decides would be Messi because they'll be outraged if they try to force him out and he doesn't want to leave. I don't think there's any way Barca would want Messi leaving. It'd be down to Messi whether he goes. Do you think this is Mendy's last chance, Jamie Shaw? Yes, I do. I do definitely think this year is Mendy's last chance at City. if he gets another big injury, that'll be the end of him for me. Fuji, Sean Fogarty, because he's playing in the hardest league in the world, he'd probably score 50 in Serie A. Uwe says Felix all day long. T-Rex says Martinez. That just goes to show you. Everyone's got an opinion. Eugene says Man City offer John Stones to Chelsea. As long as people give him the money, give us the money. Anyone know how long Haaland's contract is? I think it was 3 years. Might be wrong. I might be wrong. Somebody else might be able to tell me. The Friday Night Social was fun. Thank you, Lassie Blur. Yeah, we will be back with the Friday Night Social, but it's sort of run its course at the moment, and we'd like a sort of bit of a break from it, if I'm honest, because it's every Friday night, and we normally get together around about 10 to 10 at night, and we don't. Well, thankfully now when we're live, doing it live, we don't finish till 10 past 1, 20 past 1 in the morning. By the time you sort of wrap up, you get into bed at 2 o'clock. In the old days, when we were recording it, we were finishing at like 1 o'clock, and then I was up for 3 hours editing. I wasn't going to bed until 4 o'clock in the morning. It was like, oh God, and then getting up at 3 hours later, and my Saturday was ruined. So certainly doing it live is a lot better. But we were only going to do the Friday Night Social just for lockdown. And then we said, we'll extend it until the end of the season. And then we just got to the point, right, after the Champions League, thought, right, that's it. We're going to, give it a rest for 6 weeks. And, we can go back to some normality on a Friday night, because you've got to bear in mind, we've all got family, wives and girlfriends and partners and things like that. So it's not good on them on a Friday night when you're stuck here from 10 o'clock until 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning and going to bed and waking them up when they've got work the next day. So, so we'll have a break from that for 6 weeks. But when the season starts again, the Friday Night Social will return. But between now and then, we've got some new shows that we're going to be airing. They're not finalised, but they'll be out in the next week or two or something like that. And we'll still be doing the live vlogs as usual, but and some more videos and transfer stuff and things like that. So we just want to change it all, not just for you, but for us as well. We can get a bit bored of doing the same thing over. So we've got some new things in the pipeline that we want to work on. And like I said, the Friday Night Social will be back when football resumes again. Don't forget also, we're Patreon. We have set up the Patreon account. We haven't sort of put it live yet. And we've not decided yet on a tier system. But we're going to do it. People don't have to join it. They absolutely don't. We'll still be putting out loads and loads of content. But what we thought is we're going to, because like I said to you, I think I said a week or so ago, we've got studio time and things like that once this COVID thing sort of dies down a little bit, where we're going to get people in the studio and interview them and do like a Friday Night Social type of thing with City fans and all sorts of guests and ex-footballers and all that type of stuff. Well, that costs money. It costs quite a lot of money, and we've never charged really for anything. But to do that will cost quite a bit of money to do it, and we're hoping to get in the studio maybe once a week, maybe once every fortnight or something like that, even a couple of days, maybe 1 week. But it is quite expensive to do. And like I said, we've funded most of this out of our own money. So we're going to set up a Patreon page, and we'll have probably 2 or 3 tiers on there, and it won't be massively expensive. But if people want to join it, what we're going to do for those who do join it is we'll provide things like the outtakes videos that we just put a couple on there. There's probably about 20 or 30 of those. They'll go onto the Patreon site, and football transfer analysis videos on players, they'll go onto the Patreon site, and we'll keep the main site for sort of, new daily news and live vlogs. So if you want to support us, feel free. Like I said, it won't be overly expensive. And if you don't, that's absolutely fine. We've got no problems with that whatsoever. But hopefully what we want to do is move on to bigger and better things, and hopefully get some studio time and all sorts of things. We've got tons and tons of plans, and the team is growing. And let's say by December we could have 6 or 7 presenters potentially. if our plans follow through with the ideas that we've come up with. So there'll be tons of stuff coming at you from all different angles, different presenters as well for different age groups. So we'll have some older ones like me, the old one, talking about some of the old school city stuff, Main Road and all that type of stuff, like Martin. Not like Martin, but you know, Martin's younger than me, but you know what I mean. And maybe some younger presenters that'll be targeting all the sort of what the youngsters, the youth like, which is a lot of transfer rumours and things. And then Martin's going to be doing FIFA stuff live on screen, on camera, FIFA gaming. So it's going to be tons and tons of stuff coming up over the next season. So stick with us and keep subscribing. We really do appreciate it. Did you see Colin Bell? Did you see what Colin Bell said about our fans? I didn't, mate. Why? What did he say? He doesn't say a great deal, Colin. It will be all right on the. Yeah. Will there be ads from the sponsors? Well, probably, because that's just part and parcel of it. But we have got several sponsors in the pipeline as well that want to sponsor the channel, and we're like that about it, and we're negotiating with them at the moment, and we're not sure whether we go down that route or not, but we are in talks with a couple of sponsors for the channel. But please, it isn't going to be sold out. That is one thing I will not allow to happen to the channel. We won't sell it out, and we set up the channel for the fans. That's what we set the channel up for. That's what we do the videos for. It is solely for the fans. We didn't set it up to make money and all that type of thing. Let's face it, we don't need it. We all got our own jobs. It's not about the money. But there does come a time when you're thinking, God, if we're investing in all of this, and that's going to cost a couple of £100 here and a couple of £100 here, suddenly you think, oh, it's a lot of money. So if we can get something that'll pay for that, it'll make the product better for you guys at the end of the day, and that's what it's all about. But yeah, we'll try it. If it don't work, it don't work, and if people don't support it, don't support it, and that's absolutely fine by us. No problem whatsoever. Robert F says Patreon is a great idea, mate. It works great on other channels. Yeah, it does, and like I said, it's not going to be make or break. You know, if it doesn't work and we don't get people on, then fine, we'll just stick to regular stuff, and we won't make that leap to go and do some, you know, really interesting stuff that would cost us money to you know, a lot of money to make it. So we would make that money that way, pay for Messi from shirt sales. Yeah, easily, mate. Absolutely. Man City Fan TV, Etihad sponsor confirmed. We won't say anything about that just now. The channel has to be allowed to grow. Yeah, it does. It is, and like I said, we tried to let it be organic. We've done our best to take it to where we've got the channel. But there comes a point where you want to do more, especially when, you know, people say, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you? You think, you know, at the end of the day, this is not our full-time job. Some people who do this, that's their job. That is all they do. So they can invest all their days and hours and nights and whatever. That's what they're getting paid to do. This isn't our job. We're doing this solely out on our own time and our own costs every month. I mean, there's quite a big cost to run the channel just from scratch without making any money from the channel. It costs buying for software and you know all loads of stuff that you wouldn't even think about. It costs money every month, and so it is what it is. But we're just thinking it'd be nice if we can do this, because loads of people come up with some brilliant ideas, and sometimes you go, wow, it'd be great if we could do that. How much is that going to cost to do, and how much time is going to be involved in doing that? And we're having to try and fit it in around our jobs, our businesses and things like that. So if it helped towards that, we'd give it a go. And if it didn't work, we'd go, right, okay, we're not doing it. We'll drop the Patreon, or we'll drop that tier, or we'll do something. You know, we're not going to charge people money for nothing. So, yeah, I mean, it's an idea. If it works and we can produce some brilliant content with other creators and other content providers, then we think we should give it a go for you guys, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's not about us making money out of it. I promise you that. We love you, Andy. We do. Thank you, mate. Man City to win the UEFA Champions League. Emir, I hope so one day, mate. Would it be $10 tier videos for people sign up to Patreon? We don't know yet, mate. Like I said, me and Martin are gonna have a sit down chat this week on Skype because he lives in Oldham, so he can't be coming over here. Yeah, we're gonna sit down and have a long chat about it. We've got our ideas and things like that, but it won't be. There'll be probably 3 tiers, maybe. There'll be a top tier level that'll get access to everything. And then there'll be a middle tier that'll give you, access to, 50% extra stuff, and then a lower tier that'll just give you the basic stuff, plus obviously the free videos and things we'll be doing anyway for the channel. So we'll wait and see. We don't know. We'll let you know once we've made a decision on it. We'll let everybody know, and we'll just leave it up to you guys. And if it goes ahead, it goes ahead. If it doesn't, absolutely fine. The channel has a life of its own, and it's your fault for doing such a brilliant job turning it into the monster it deserves to be. Oh, mate, I know. It's been a long journey. Let's say thoroughly enjoyable one. I must admit, it's been absolutely. I honestly believe 3.5 years ago, I didn't believe I'd still be doing it. I really didn't, but I've enjoyed it that much, chatting to people, and the way the channel over the last year has just gone boom. It's been brilliant, and the contacts we've made now, and talking to like Claude and the Bansters, and we've got Emily, and we've got all these other people, Yannicka and others joining, and we've got some great shows lined up, and it's just really exciting, and it's good because maybe I can take a step back a little bit and give the youngsters and some of the other presenters a chance to develop and take their own shows forward. And then I'd love nothing more to sit in the background and just watch, and I'll jump in and out maybe in the future. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe you'll still see my ugly mug for the next God knows how many years. But it'd be great for it to grow that way, and see some new people on here and giving their own opinions and having their own different shows and ideas. And I think that's what it needs. You can't just stand still. You've got to constantly, in business, you've got to keep moving forward. And so same with the YouTube channel. You can't just stand still and rely on the same thing over and over again. It's boring for you, and it ends up being boring for everyone else. So you make such great content considering you're not doing this full time. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it. We do try. We don't always get it right. I'll be honest with you. I don't always get it right, and sometimes I make the wrong decisions, and that's on me. And it's not on the other guys. I sometimes have the overall decision, and sometimes I look back on it and go, should have done that. Really, I made the wrong decision there, and that's just the way it is. We have to make decisions, but yeah, glad you enjoy it. Koulibaly, Laporte, Ake, it's centre backs for new season. Feels like this is a very good upgrade in our defence, especially when Angelino is back. 2 at left back, being amazing at Leipzig, ready for the Champions League. Yeah, maybe we'll see whether all of those come or they don't. Matt Baker, how long does Fernandinho have left at City? I know he's 30. He's got another year. He's got another year left, mate. He signed that extension. Fan channels don't do as well as they should on YouTube because they're based to a specific audience. Yeah, it is what it. Yeah, that is, of course it is. Yeah, of course it is. It's absolutely. It is what it is, and that's it. But I mean, like I said, when they say not do as well. I mean, like I said, it's not for us. It's not about financial gain. It's not. That's not what we do. If I didn't have a job and Martin didn't have a job and the others didn't have jobs, yeah, of course we want to make as much money because it pays the bills and the mortgage and everything else. But that's we all work. So this is just solely a hobby. But if we're going to do it and commit so much time to it, we want to do it right and do it to the best of our ability. Nobody wants to do it. Well, none of us do anyway. We don't want to do it as whatever. Just do it for half an hour and then that's it. I'm fed up of this. And we want to give the best product we can. And I think over the last year, you've seen the way the channel has changed and the direction it's going in. And that's thanks to the likes of Martin and Chris and Tom and Carl and Alan and Kian did an amazing job. And, sadly, he's got his own business work and everything else that he's got to commit to. And that might be a position I might be in, coming out of COVID, thinking I've got to focus on my business. So, to have different presenters on, I think is a good thing. It's a really good thing, and it takes the channel in different directions, and it's more variable, and people get different opinions rather than just bored of listening to me say, I don't think Mahrez is great at City, or I think, Foden should start, or I'm not really asked if we get Koulibaly, or whatever. Get somebody else's opinion in there. Mark Armstrong, the Friday social has been a 10 out of 10. Great discussions. Roll on next season. Thank you, Mark Armstrong. Yeah, we'd love to keep doing them. We really would. But there comes a time when, like I said before, you just want a break. It's like, it's a lot of hours, a huge amount of hours involved. And, thank you to all the guys who give up their time free of charge. They don't get paid for it. They give it up their own time to spend hours upon hours doing the stuff. Chris comes on quite often, and Alan and Carl and Tom and all the others. It's a lot of out of your own day, So really appreciate that comment. Being put in a timeout is an honour. It is, but people don't always take it that way, do they? As the wise man said, those that never make mistakes never make anything. Absolutely, yeah. Listen, mate. I've made loads of mistakes on this channel. Trust me. Some of them have kept me up at night. Others you just have to shrug and go, yeah, it is what it is. And sometimes you just have to stick by your guns and you go, fine. That's the decision I've made, and I'm happy with it. Martin said that Blue Heart, was he the wise man? You talk. Yes, I think that's where I heard it, Chris. It's helped me through lockdown in Melbourne. Thank you, Andy. You're more than welcome, and thanks for coming on, Alan. It is. With hardship comes ease. Yeah, it is. Not on your throat sometimes when you're talking non-stop for hours and end. But if you have time to talk to Kian, tell him I said hi. Will do, mate. I'm sure he'll be nipping in and out and watching. But he's so heavily focused now. I mean, it's like if you run a business like I do, and the chance for everything to come back up again, and I won't be here. I actually should have been going to Austria next week. I'm clearly not going to Austria now, but I wouldn't have been here this next week, but that's been cancelled. So it is what it is. So when we're running businesses, the business comes first, and we have to fit this in around it. So you can imagine working 12, 14 hours a day and then doing 2-3 hours of this on top of that. Yeah, it's a long call. But yes, I will definitely mention it, Mingy Wong. There are no such things as mistakes or errors. These things are just feedback for growth. Yep, spot on, mate. Absolutely. You have to take them and learn from every one of them, right or wrong. But anyway, listen, guys, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone. We really, honestly do appreciate all of your comments. And like I said, there's been tons and tons of people on lately. It's been amazing. The last few weeks in particular, it's been phenomenal. The amount of views on the channel, amazing. So from behalf of me and Martin and all the guys on the channel, Chris, Alan, Carl, Tom, Ryan, if I've missed anybody, I do apologise. It's like a Golden Globe speech. Where's Ricky Gervais? Yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you. We can't do it. If the only two, 3, 4, 5 people came on, we'd give up. We just simply would, because we'd be talking to ourselves. But when we've got like 68, 70, 120, like the Cass one where there was 1,200 people commenting, I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal, and we really, really do appreciate it. But let's just see here. Kurt, this is a great community. Really enjoy this part of the day. Always nice to chat with other City fans. Yeah, it is. It's good, and that's why I still do it, because it's great chatting to City fans. Cheers, guys. Thank you, Kamal. Chris Baker, cheers, Andy. Well done to Cartel FC. T-Rex, thank you so much, mate. Really do appreciate that. That super chat, it is appreciated, honestly. Anything that you give, it all helps, and yeah, it is appreciated. So thank you, T-Rex, for that. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you, Zach. Hi, Andy. We're just going JSGA football. Best City fan channel, Andy. Thank you very much, mate. Really do appreciate that. Thanks, Andy. Mingy Wong, thank you, mate. Being a regular on here since we started. Sir Alan, cheers, Andy. I bet you just got up. I bet you're just going to go and do some work, aren't you, mate? Say happy birthday to Steve Barsley, who's 65 today. Steve Barsley, if you don't know who Steve Bardsley is, Steve Bardsley is the, I don't know, what is he, chairman or president or whatever you want to call him, of the Melbourne Blues. So the official Man City supporters club out in Melbourne. Steve Bardsley, a lovely guy, and I spoke to Steve and Alan all about financial fair play and CAS and everything before the CAS verdict came out. So go over and check out that video. Lovely guy. Well, we'll have Alan and Steve on the channel, hopefully maybe even next week, and then we can all wish him a belated happy birthday. But 65, oh, he's going to be annoyed you giving his age away. Yeah, happy birthday to Steve Bardsley. Have a great day, mate. Cheers, Andy. You're welcome, mate. Happy birthday to Steve, says Chris. Blue Heart says, great job again, Andy. Thanks to all of the team. Come on, you Blues. Roll on the new season. Absolutely. Let's. Leon's gone. Champions League is gone. We're going to look forward to what's happening next season. You have no idea how much it's meant to me to be able to talk about Man City with actual fans. Everybody here in Wales hates us. Well, there you go, Addy. Glad we can be of service. Have a good one, you too, Ocean Rage. And there you go. Happy birthday to Steve. Happy birthday, Steve, from Mingy Wong. Mark Armstrong, great channel. My bridge from Canada to Manchester, home sweet home. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for all your contributions as well. Happy birthday to Steve from Sean. Chris says, where in Wales are you, Addy? There you go. He wants to know where you are. You think Angelino is going? I don't know, mate. Possibly, maybe. North Wales, mate. There you go, North Wales. So not far from me. I'm in Chester, so you can't be that far. Oh, he wants to know exactly whereabouts. Oh, Wrexham. So you're right round the corner from me, mate. The hell. God, you are right round the corner from me. I was in Wrexham last week at the Skip, but they wouldn't let me in because I had a Chester postcode on my photo ID. Not too far from Paradise. Let them all hate us. It will eat them up in the end, absolutely. Yeah, Addy, you're literally round. You're about 7, 8, no, maybe 9 or 10 miles from me. Guys, listen. Thank you so much. If you want to give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, no problem whatsoever. Once again, I appreciate you coming on. And if you are watching this back or you're new to this channel and you think, maybe I'll subscribe and maybe I'll join in the chat, you're more than welcome. You don't have to be a City fan. We have Chelsea fans, got some Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, even United fans come on. As long as you're sensible and you like a little bit of banter and don't take it too personally, then you're more than welcome to come on. So if you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, hit the bell icon. That way it will notify you when new videos come out. But don't forget, if you do hit that bell icon, make sure your profile is set to public. It's really important and not private, because people say, oh, I didn't get a notification. Yeah, because you've got it in private. If you make it public, you get notified immediately when new videos come out every single day. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3, depends if you're lucky. Sometimes you don't. Might not get one, but that's very rare for Man City Fan TV. We normally put something out every day. But in the end, if you want to join us and the next journey of Man City Fan TV with all the new presenters and new shows, then we'd really, really be happy if you come and join us. But anyway, have a wonderful evening. Hope that's been a great end to your weekend. And if you're back to work tomorrow, tough. Get to bed. And we'll be back tomorrow. Martin is back from Scotland, and he'll be the Okai Danu, and he'll be giving it all that tomorrow when he comes back on the vlog. But take care. Hope you've had a great weekend, and yeah, we'll see you soon. I'm still here. Yeah, I am still here. That it's not going to allow me to end my broadcast for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, you might have me all night if this doesn't decide to end. But you might see me just jump off all of a sudden. But we'll wait and see. Still saying it's not going to allow me to end this broadcast. So let me just double check my internet connection, which is very strange. No, it's saying it's on there. So if it don't let me connect, I'm going to be with you all night. Let's see if we can end it now. But if it does end now, thanks for coming on, guys. I don't know whether it is going to. No, it's not. It's not letting me end it.